Hey, in this video I will be talking all about second shooting. Now, I've actually only ever second shot a wedding once, and there's very good reasons for that. Firstly, I did not want to pick up any bad habits. And there's quite a lot of people, especially like Alex Hormozy on YouTube Shorts especially, he's very noticeable. If you want to be somewhere where someone is, you need to give them money. So he says, find the person, the best person you can, and then give them money for mentorship. Okay, so we're not going to do that in this video, don't worry. But the reasons why you can't get weddings is because of your outreach sucks. So what I mean by outreach is when you post on Facebook groups and you DM 50 other photographers in your local area. You say, hey, I want to be a wedding photographer and I need wedding images for my portfolio and I will shoot for free. Okay, so you're addressing your fears, your needs, but you're not addressing their needs. You might say, hey, I've got a Sony a7 IV and I've got all these G Master lenses. That doesn't matter. If I get a message like that, I mean, I have no idea about Sony. I have no idea about loads of lenses. I literally take like 3 lenses to a wedding and like a flash and a spare flash in the bag. And I don't really care about equipment. What photographers are thinking, they're thinking, am I gonna have to babysit this person? So if they go on your website, even if you have a website and there's no images of people, then they're going to think, I'm going to have to babysit them. So there's a time and place for learning, and it's not on a wedding day. They're thinking, are you going to be a dick? Are you going to walk around and bother the guests of the wedding? Are you going to bother my clients? Because the people work so hard to get all these weddings and they start from the ground up. And then if you think about how many hours it takes to acquire a client, they want that client to have the best service. So they don't want to bring a second shooter they don't know to a wedding who could potentially be a dick. They're going to think, can this person even shoot? Because of a wedding day is not time and place for you to learn how to shoot photography. So they're going to look on your website. If you don't have any portraits of people, then that's a red flag. They're probably not going to get back to you. You might think, but how am I going to get pictures of people at weddings, like without a portfolio? Well, you need to build a portfolio. And everyone ignored me when I first started, and now I know why. It's because I hadn't tried. So if you haven't tried yourself, if you haven't outreached to like 50, 100 friends, asking to shoot them for free, and going to a beach of them or a park, doing little mini couple shoots, family shoots, then you're not really in the position to ask to second shoot a wedding. You need to perfect your craft. And yeah, I know you're not at a wedding day, but so you need to perfect your craft. You need to actually know how to deal with people. So I really recommend shooting friends. Now, if you don't have any friends, post on Facebook groups. Everyone always wants their photo taken. There are a lot of good photographers out there and there are a lot of bad photographers out there. And quite a lot of photographers are great, but they're not particularly busy. And there's a lot of bad photographers out there who are very busy. And it just comes down to who's better at business. So if someone's really good at business and not a very good photographer, they can still make it. So you need to go on Facebook groups. You need to message everyone you know about doing a couple shoots, family shoots for free, and actually learning how to use your camera before you contact anyone. So then you need to work on outreach. Now, I mentioned that I've only second shot once, and that was for a very good reason. Firstly, because of everyone ignored me. And secondly, realistically, like they did me a favor because I haven't managed to pick up any bad habits. And by bad habits, I mean, not necessarily bad habits, but I now know my flow on the wedding day. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know how to act. I used to have to put a wedding face on, and that might seem a bit weird, but going from, I don't know, any family situation or anything like that, like you've got to leave it at the door on a wedding day and you've got to go and put your wedding face on. And then now I've kind of morphed into this person, which is really cool. I've like proper happy, bubbly, and I sell myself to a particular client, like my ideal client. They're not really posy, they don't really like their photos being taken. So I've literally all my copy and all my images on my website try to speak to that person. Now, if I get a second photographer, I need to know who they are. I can't just get someone random on Facebook who says they need to build a portfolio because it's not a time and place for that. And realistically, am I going to use any photos considering I take like 8,000 on a wedding day anyway? So when I second shot for the first time, I saw on a Facebook group actually, Photography Farmers. It's for the Photography Farm, which is an online education platform in the UK, specifically designed for UK wedding photographers. Now the owner, Lisa Devlin, posted, hey, I need a second shooter for this wedding in Kent. can anyone make it? Please post your links below and things like that. So I posted my link below, and then instead of saying, hey, I'm really desperate to second shoot, I need to build a portfolio. I don't need to build a portfolio anyway now. But I just said, hey, Lisa, I'll carry your bags and literally do it, and literally do all your heavy lifting. I'll stay out the way and let you do your thing, and I'll be in the background. And she must have thought, boom, there you go, there's my guy. Because of, instead of me begging and saying, hey, I want to do this and stuff, like, she's got fears and she needs to know people aren't dicks. So she must have went on my website, seen that mostly all my photography is candid, and I said I would stay out the way, and I also said I would carry her bags. So the wedding day rocks up, and it was really, really cool to meet her for the first time. And I didn't actually have to carry her bags. I did offer, I did move them a couple of times, but it was really cool, and it was really nice, like I say, not picking up any bad habits from other photographers. So Lisa was the person I really wanted the second shoot for. And I would happily second shoot for, say, Taylor Jackson on YouTube, because he basically taught me how to become a wedding photographer. And there are a few other photographers, but Lisa Devlin was the main one who I could, not easily, but she was within my grasp of being able to second shoot with. And I feel like I've got a lot more from that wedding than anything else, because of, she wasn't just someone I've messaged 50 photographers on Facebook and whatever. She was someone who I really wanted to second shoot from, learn from, because of she owns this amazing educational platform, and it was really nice and refreshing seeing her approach to a wedding day. And since then I have definitely become a better wedding photographer, and I've also think I'm better at managing people on the day and things, because of sometimes things can get a bit hectic and stuff, but she slowed everything down and it just felt really, really cool. So how to get into the wedding industry: you can either post on Gumtree or Craigslist, wherever you are in the world, and get a really cheap wedding that way, which I used to do. That's how I built my portfolio. You could outreach to people and address their fears and concerns. So first up, you say, hey, I really want to second shoot with you, but I'm aware that you don't know who I am, and I'm aware that you don't know if I'm going to be a jerk around your clients, and you don't know that I'm not going to hand out my business cards and things like that to try and steal clients from you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to offer to come, and I will carry your bags, and I won't even bring a camera. It will just be really cool to see your process and to see what actually happens on a wedding day, because if wedding days differ. But yeah, if you go to a wedding day and you don't take a camera and you carry their bags and you see the whole process, that is so much more valuable than second shooting. I cannot describe how, like, from what I've got from Lisa, it was really, really, really good just being there and learning from her, even though she had no idea that I was learning anything. Like, I was just seeing her process and things was worth so much more than me just second shooting for like at least 100 other photographers, I think, to be honest. So I hope you're taking something away from this video. If you really want a second shoot, I wouldn't recommend just blasting off loads of emails to people, because it probably would be a waste of time. Just say you're not going to take a camera, you're really interested in learning wedding photography. You might even attend as an assistant and then decide, you know what, I absolutely hate wedding photography, which will be fine, but at least you've tried. At least you've outreached in that way. Actually, doing it this way, you'd probably go to more weddings in a shorter space of time, and then you'd be able to see a variety of different wedding photographers, how they work, and then you can see what you don't like and what you do like, and then that way you won't have to pick up any bad habits along the way. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and a sub, and I'll see you next Monday.